it's another swing and a miss for Cheslea, the coat handler. She wasn't even close here. Do you guys remember when Sports Illustrated put Michael Jordan on the cover back in 94? Maybe it was 95. This was back when he was playing minor league baseball. They put him on the cover where he is swinging at a breaking ball and he's missing by like 3 or 4 feet. Since Sports Illustrated is now Woke Illustrated, they should remove Michael Jordan, put Cheslea Handler on the cover in the same scenario. Not only did she swing and miss, she might as well have been swinging in the on-deck circle. She wasn't even remotely close. Since Travis Noah left The Daily Show late last year, Comedy Central, they have featured a rotating panel of wanker spankers looking for that special someone to replace the legendary Travis. This is not like replacing Jay Leno or David Letterman. Those men actually drew ratings. It doesn't take a once-in-a-generation talent to replace Travis Noah. Hell, Comedy Central, they could put a non-binary baboon behind the desk and they would probably draw the same ratings. Since January, Comedy Central has given us a rotating panel of some of the worst comedians in the country. Leslie Jones. Who? Mike Jones! Mike Jones! Wanda, I'm Funny, Sykes. D.L. Huey. Sarah the Silverman. These so-called comedians have worked hard. They have busted their ass to replicate the failure of Travis Noah. And they've succeeded. We are 5 or 6 weeks into Comedy Central's quest to ensure they don't have success. And they have yet to find someone who could top the ratings of Travis Noah. Leslie Jones came close. Wanda Sykes gave a valiant effort. But they were unable to attract the lonely men who ran out of lube every night watching Travis attempt to be funny. But with Cheslea the coat handler, it was different. All these other comedians, they looked at hosting The Daily Show for what it really was. A temporary job, a promotional tool for their own comedy tours. None of them were auditioning to take this job on a full-time basis. For Cheslea Handler, this was her chance at redemption. This was her final opportunity to secure a job in late-night television, or in television, period. Over the last decade or so, it has been one embarrassing failure after another for Cheslea Handler. She's had a couple of specials on Netflix. Failure. She was given a late-night talk show on Netflix from 2016 to 2017. Failure. Lasted only 2 seasons. Then Netflix, they quietly removed all 66 episodes. Now normally, when Netflix removes programming, they give subscribers a little bit of a heads up. Sometimes when I'm logging into Netflix, they'll announce that whatever show is only available for another 30 days or so. But there was no announcement with the coat handler. Netflix, they just took the episodes down. This removal went completely unnoticed for 2 years. This failure was so epic. No one cared that the show was no longer available for 2 years. Some lonely female birthing person working at the New York Times, they received a bribe from Cheslea Handler to write an article calling attention to Netflix removing her show. Now, I don't have any facts to back up that theory, but why else would the New York Times waste valuable space talking about a career that no one gives a shit about? Leading up to the long, miserable week that the handler hosted The Daily Show, she gave an interview to Vanity Fair. With Vanity Fair being overly dedicated to the application of Preparation H, this interview was naturally a puff piece. They didn't ask real questions like, how much did you have to pay to secure this week on Comedy Central? Or, can you tell us how it feels to be the female Bomani Jones? Most people have never reached the level of failure that you have. How does it feel to be recognized as a huge embarrassing failure? Instead, Vanity Fair, they allowed Cheslea Handler to beg Comedy Central to hire her on a full-time basis. It was absolutely pathetic. Over the last few years, Cheslea Handler, she has been begging to get back on late-night television. TBS cancels Full Frontal with Sam and his bees. Cheslea Handler begs for the job. James Corden announces that he's leaving CBS. Cheslea Handler begs to replace him. Please, I'll work the door. I'll hang people's coats. I'm begging you, please give me woke welfare. Recently, she was a guest on The Last Laugh, a podcast hosted by the Daily Beast. This podcast is perfectly titled because the last time anyone laughs is before listening to this garbage. There ain't nothing funny about this show. They asked Cheslea Handler why she is begging to return to late night television. Well, working at The Daily Show, it reminded me of my purpose. It reminded me of what I'm really good at. I take the news, regurgitate it, and make people vomit with my toxic mouth farts. Your purpose? Your purpose. I thought your purpose was showing young women the path not to take. If you want to live a life of misery, follow the path of Cheslea Handler. If you want to be a comedian that doesn't make people laugh, follow Cheslea Handler. During her week of failure on Comedy Central, Cheslea Handler, she gave us a little glimpse into the daily life of a huge embarrassing failure. Now you got to remember, although this skit was 100% authentic, it was meant to elicit laughter from the audience. It was meant to entertain people. This skit, it was filmed shortly after Cheslea Handler left the veterinarian. She was in an unusually good mood that day because she had just been neutered. She could now enjoy her emotional support shovel without the fear of becoming pregnant with a rake. Now, David Letterman, he had the top 10. Jay Leno, he was known for his man on the street skits. Conan O'Brien had the masturbating bear, Triumph the insult comet dog. Those were legendary bits in late night TV. The best Cheslea Handler could come up with was the day in the life of a failure. Now let me give you a warning. This is funny stuff. This is real funny stuff. I encourage you to put down the coffee before watching this. I doubt you're going to be able to contain your laughter. Watch for yourself.
This is a day in the life of a childless woman. I wake up at 6 a.m. I remember that I have no kids to take to school, so I take an edible, masturbate, and go back to sleep. I do a meditation sesh on the plane since I have no screaming kids, allowing me all the time in the world to become enlightened. The weightlessness of my existence has granted me superhuman powers. I teleport myself back home. Then I get ready for a night out with whatever hot guy I met on Raya that morning. I call up a babysitter and tell her that I don't need her since I still don't have kids.
I'm pretty sure Cheslea Handler isn't childless by choice. I don't think she could find a man desperate enough to impregnate her and have to deal with her bullshit for the next 18 years. You just saw where she texted, "Hot guy, wanna fuck tonight?" No, I hang my coat on racks. I don't use them for purposes of insertion. During a recent interview with Variety, they asked Cheslea Handler why she would be the perfect replacement for Travis Noah on The Daily Show. Her answer was rather interesting. She didn't justify her woke welfare by saying she could deliver the largest audience. She didn't justify herself by claiming she was the best comedian. What was her justification? I should be the host because I'm a woman. There are too many white men doing this job. People need to be reminded that a woman can succeed in late night. Girl power. A woman can succeed in late night. Joan Rivers was a legend in comedy. She was a failure in late night television. Sam B was a legend in her own mind. Failure in late night television. Cheslea Handler has already been given multiple opportunities. She's been a consistent failure in late night television. She had some moderate success on E! 15 years ago, but she has been a huge embarrassing failure with every opportunity she's been given since then, and it was no different with the opportunity she was given by Comedy Central. Travis Noah was considered a failure, averaging 383,000 viewers. The week Leslie Jones hosted The Daily Show, 335,000. Sarah the Silverman, who was once so desperate for male attention, she dated an imposter of a man named Jimmy the Kimmel. He looks the part, he even has a beard, but Jimmy the Kimmel has more in common with dump divers in the WNBA than real, actual men. Nonetheless, Sarah Silverman managed to draw 367,000 viewers. She was so close to beating Travis. But like I said earlier, None of these people actually wanted the job. This was something they did for a quick paycheck, something they did to promote their own comedy tours. For Cheslea Handler, this was her last chance at redemption. This was her last chance to prove that she could be the best failure. And damn it, she comes up short again. During her week on The Daily Show, the coat handler managed to hang 306,000 coats. Valiant effort. It was a damn good try. But Monty Jones, he was concerned for a second. He was worried Cheslea Handler was going to tank ratings to the point where she would be sitting outside the top 150 on cable right next to the Bobo. Unfortunately, though, it just wasn't meant to be. There was another huge embarrassing failure that America hated more. D.L. Huey. D.L. Huey, he has proven himself to be one of the best in the industry of pest control. If your house has become overrun by normal people, call D.L. Huey. He will come in, and all it takes is one toxic mouth fart and normal people will disappear. D.L. Huey carried the momentum of failure given to him by Cheslea Handler and brought in a cool 292,000 viewers. God. I mean, a couple of things here. Number one, Comedy Central, just cancel The Daily Show. It's over. You are never going to find someone who can replicate the success of Jon Stewart because that person does not exist in the world of woke comedy. Woke comedians, they're too worried about feelings to produce good comedy. And number two, it is also over for Cheslea Handler. I know this is hard for a shitfuck to accept, but we don't like you. You are the opposite of interesting. You're the opposite of entertaining. Seriously, who gives a shit about Cheslea Handler? I know your friends in the woke media are pushing Comedy Central to give you The Daily Show. Hell, at this point, you're the only one willing to host this dump. But just because the media wants it doesn't mean America wants it. There is a reason Greg Gutfeld is the #1 show in late night. It's not because he's funny. Greg Gutfeld has his moments, but the dude's not a comedian. That's not a slight against him, it's just the truth. Greg Gutfeld has never claimed to be a comedian. But the reason he's #1 in late night competing against all these so-called comedians is because Greg Gutfeld is authentic. There is nothing authentic about Cheslea Handler. You want to call out white men for their toxic masculinity, mythical misogyny? You want to call us out for mythical white privilege? Cheslea Handler, she keeps calling. The problem is, we're not answering. But give me your thoughts. Cheslea Handler is given another opportunity in late night television, and it is another disaster of epic proportions. Can anyone save The Daily Show at this point? Who could Comedy Central bring in to save this dump created by Travis Noah? You let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.